stream. Test. Testing audio. Test, test. Test, test, test. Test 1 2. Test 1 2. Alright, so it sounds like we got it all sorted out. Hopeful that game audio will come through as well as my mic audio. So we'll run this through and see what we get, and get going here in just a second. Alright, so testing one more time, making sure we've got it coming through. I'm not in chat, so I can't hear anybody in chat, or read anybody in chat. I've got somebody online. Atticus is letting me know in-game what he's hearing. So we're testing. Okay, I'm hearing it's good, but the volume's a little low. Let me see if I can adjust that real quick, and we'll get going. Okay, testing again. How we doing? Still waiting for a confirmation that we're good, so once we get that, we'll be off and running here. Okay, I think we're good to go. So we're going to jump into the lobby for the first game, which is going to be on King Sejong Station. Second game is going to be on Overgrowth, and if there is game 3, it will be on Foxtrot Labs. So we're going to get going here on They changed the maps for 1v1 obviously with the new season, so now takes me a little longer to set it up. So we're getting into the lobby here for King Sejong Station. Wait for everybody to confirm and then we'll get rolling. So thanks again for being patient. I know we were scheduled to start about 15 minutes ago. So again, thanks for everybody's patience as we get everything started here. Alright, and just make sure everybody's good, and we'll get going. Here we go. Alright, so we are starting off map 1 on King Sejong Station. Got a game 1 and a best of 3 between these two players here, and as soon as the map loads up, we will get them introduced for you. Dead air is the enemy of a good broadcaster. So I'm just saying something now to say something. Alright, so now that we're in game, let's get these players introduced. Spawning in the upper left hand corner of King Sejong Station. In the first game of this game 3 is our purple Zerg player, Iceplay. And in the bottom right hand portion of King Sejong Station is our green Protoss, Zell. So again, thanks everybody for joining us today. I am your semi-capable broadcaster, 12/7. Do my best to bring to you all the action, explaining what I can, trying to avoid the Zerg bias because I've been told it's very real. So here we go. So it looks like pretty standard from both players. Both players getting a little bit of mind game chat going at the moment rather. So here we see the probe scout from Zell coming in to see that Iceplay has absolutely nothing at the moment. Here comes his drone to drop the first hatchery. No, to scout. So he's going to scout with the first drone. Here comes the hatch drone. There it is going down. Zell starting back here with a gateway and a single assimilator. Couple workers doing a little dance over here. Zell making sure there hasn't been a hidden base or something like that. Gateway finishes up for Zell. And the cyber core goes down right behind it. Iceplay sees it all with this drone scout, which there isn't much to see. I feel like my computer's jumping a little bit, so if you're seeing a little bit of jump on your end, I apologize. I haven't really changed my settings from the last time we met, which was really good, as a third hatchery goes down for Iceplay before a spawning pool, and there's a spawning pool now. So Iceplay starting off very greedy with the 3 hatchery before spawning pool. And Ice Play sees Zell drop his Nexus after Gateway first. Still just a single gas over here on our Protoss side. The Mothership core being chronoed out. But he doesn't need to worry about any pressure or aggression. So Zell sees the natural finished up here for Ice Play. Sees the spawning pool still building. Wonder if that sets off any alarms for him, because it should have been done by now. On a hatch first, typically you see the hatchery, the spawning pool actually finishes up a little bit before the hatchery. And yeah, see here on the mini map, Zell has not seen the third base. Queen's getting started. 2 gas coming down now for Ice Play in the natural. Zell's getting his wall started. And a Robo on the way. As well as a Forge and another gateway over here. Robo here in the main. Still just 1 gas working. Second base is completed for Zell, but no workers yet. Got full mineral saturation for Ice Play at the main. Working on it here at the natural. Queens coming out en masse now. 3 queens in production. So this overlay that you're seeing with the production on the bottom and so forth may be a little bit different to what you're used to seeing on replays that you've seen or that you've done for yourself. So I've got a different overlay that I'm sure I'll be able to explain some of the features of that when the time comes. But one of them is this production tab down here. You'll see mineral and gas counts cycling down here. I have it cycling now with the worker and army supply counts as well, cycling through. So Warp Gate about to finish up right on time for Zell. But I don't see any forward pylons on the map, so he's not going to be able to take advantage of that with any sort of aggression at the moment. Saturation coming up here in the second base for Ice Play. This third base is up, and he's injecting it, but there's still no workers on it. Will still be good for unit production, as Zell has pretty good saturation at both of his bases so far. And still only 1 gas on the map for Protoss, so I wonder if we're going to see some gateway aggression here. I say that as the first Immortal shows to pop, and the second one right behind it from the Robo for Zell. So I wonder if we're going to get some Immortal aggression here from our Protoss player. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us this evening. I know it's a Saturday evening. I know there's probably things that many of you would rather be doing besides sitting here and watching this, but I appreciate you spending the evening with me and with the rest of us here at the Older Gamers. So, we have 2 Immortals loaded up in the Warp Prism here, and they're over here. So yeah, he went around the Overlords. A few Zerglings coming across the map. I don't know if he's going to see it. Yep, looks like Yep, he's going to see it right here. The Zerglings coming across the map, so both of them see it. There's a Spore right over here, so he's not going to be able to drop too terribly close. Kind of flying around seeing what's going on. Meanwhile, the Zerglings are coming through to see if we have a third base, which we don't. Here's the rest of them over here. +1 weapon's about to finish up, as 2 more gateways are in here to finish up the wall. Mortals get dropped. Warps in 6 Zealots, 7 Zealots. And it looks like he's going to come do pressure on the third. Ice Play knows he can't hold this, so he's going to abandon ship here at the third. And Zell should be able to take it out pretty easily. These 3 roaches are going to pop. 7 more Zealots warped in with the Warp Prism along with these 2 Immortals here. This is a lot of offensive units. Against a Zerg player who went very early economy. Has some roaches on the map. This could be just warped in another round of Zealots. We have Big engagement of Zealots versus Roaches, and Roaches will usually win that. He's going to be able to kite these. There's no Zealot speed or charge from Zealots. Gets a transfuse on the Queen, but then loses it. Still going to focus down on this other Queen. Zealots peel back, and he's going to focus down on the Roaches as more Zealots get warped in behind. A couple more Roaches coming out. Ice Play losing workers now. One Immortal gets picked up in the Warp Prism. 9 Roaches on the production tab, but are they going to be able to get here in time to save the day? 15, 16 workers now lost for Ice Play, 17 workers. Losing a lot of economy, down 30 supply at the moment. This one, unless Zell makes a giant misstep, and there's a GG from Ice Play. So game 1 goes to Zell in this best of 3. And we'll get loaded into game 2 here very, very shortly. So good work with the early aggression from Zell. Didn't see the early hatchery from Ice Play, the third hatchery before pool, but I think he did do something when he saw the late spawning pool. So I think that might have tipped him off to what was going on in that game. So we'll make sure everybody's ready for game 2 before I get everything started. So game 2 is going to be on Overgrowth in this best of 3. So as we get game 2 set up here real quick, I'd like to again thank everybody and welcome everybody to our broadcast tonight. On schedule is 2 best of 3 matches for our semifinals. We're down to our last 4 players in the tournament, and this is the first semifinal of the 2. Make sure both players are ready, and then we'll get rolling into game 2. So after this, we should have, I know Bixel is online, and he should be up against Frantic Death. So hopefully Frantic Death will show, and we'll have ourselves a tournament. So here we're jumping into game 2 of Overgrowth. Alright, spawning in the lower left-hand portion of Overgrowth. Trailing 0-1 in this best of 3, but a very, very tough opponent. This very well could go 3 games. Here in the bottom corner is our purple Zerg player, Ice Play. And in the upper right-hand corner of Overgrowth, spawning is our green Protoss player, up 1-0. Looking to close this out and make this a very short best of 3, is our green Protoss, Zell. Alright, so both players opened up pretty standard. Well, Zell opened up pretty standard in game 1. Ice Play was a little bit greedy, opening with the 3 hatcheries before spawning pool, and I think Zell picked up on it and allowed him to work with some early pressure and take game number 1 pretty convincingly. But here we are into map number 2 on Overgrowth. The 2 workers. Zell sends his first worker over and then kind of forgets about it. Ice Play sees it. Looks like Ice Play going to drop the hatchery first again. He sure is. In the gateway first with 2 gases this time for Zell. So a little more gas intense. I wonder if he's going to try to, I don't know, maybe do some Stargate play this time. I know Stargate's a little more gas intensive. Protoss has so many openers to choose from. But you can kind of eliminate what it is and isn't going to be early on by scouting for base timing and gas timing and so forth. So there goes the cyber core down. First gateway was done a little bit ago. Zell sees there's nothing too funny going on over here with the spawning pool going down second in single gas saturation, so it's probably going to be Zergling speed. So another gateway goes down, so 2 gateways, and he sees it. Does ice play. First Zealot being chrono boosted out for Zell. Second base is done now and speed starts for ice play. Now you'll notice as well, and I'll point it out when we get a little bit closer, with this overlay that I have, you'll see the production down here, and you'll also see over on the right hand side of the screen as upgrades are fixing to finish up, you'll see those pop up over here. Worker death display will be over here on the left above the minimap. On this overlay. So single Zealot out right now, and looks like we've got some production, but we're supply blocked. We're at 25 out of 26, and pretty much every unit for Protoss takes, yep, and there we go, a Stalker and a Zealot takes at least 2 supply. So Protoss will get supply blocked a little bit more readily. Big cache of Zerglings over here. Being hidden a little bit. We'll see if he's able to parlay that into anything in the next 10 seconds when Metabolic Boost finishes up. 2 Zealots and a Stalker, and I thought we had a Mothership Core. Yeah, there's the Mothership Core there. And they're going to move out, but with these Speedlings coming through, they're not going to get very far. Going to rally at the Watchtower. And I'm going to go around. He's going to see if there's nothing. We knew that because of this over here. But all of Zell's troops are going to be out of position as a wave of Speedlings comes running in. He's going to have to recall these troops. He's going to lose his natural. He's got no units in production right now. Fighting with workers. 5, 6 workers down now. 9 workers. Would like to see him bring his units back with his Mothership Core, but he may not have the energy. He's got enough energy to do it. 1 Zealot warps in. See if he's going to cast Photon Overcharge. He's lost 16 workers, has Zell. Big supply advantage for ice play with this early Zergling aggression. He's going to clean it up in the main. Still have some Zerglings doing a little bit of work down here. But Zell is way behind at this moment, and I think ice play knows it. Ice play can either push out a bunch of units right now and go for the jugular, or, and I think he's doing the right thing here, by droning up a little bit behind. He's got a Roach Warren on the way here in front with the 2 building in his wall. He knows that Zell isn't going to be able to do a whole lot right now. He knows he's got 38 supply, and that Zell really can't have anything at all, especially those workers that he lost, and he lost his second base. So I think Ice Play's doing the right thing by expanding, taking a third, getting a real big advantage. I mean, he's got a 15 supply advantage right now. So I think, and up to almost a 20 supply advantage now. So I think that he knows that Zell's going to have to crank out a bunch of workers, build his economy back up before he can really start to do anything else. So right now he's walled in on 1 base with the 1 Zealot finishing up the wall. But Zell he's got a lot of work to catch up. And I don't think that Ice Play is going to let this one get away. I think it's Roach Warren's just finished up. He's expanding again. Layer tech is coming down now. So I think that I got to cancel with the Zealots. So he's on the map a little bit. He's going to clean up some Speedlings. Zealots do really well against Zerglings. We'll see what happens. It's very early in the game. 58 to 30 supply. But what Zell has on the map right now is what he's going to have. So he's got to be very careful with the units that he has. Roaches now are going to make very quick work of the Zealots, with over a 30 supply lead for Ice Play right now. So I think that this game's pretty well decided. Zealot Charge now being researched, but no sign of reestablishing his second base at this point, as about 8 or so roaches come streaming across the map. A couple sentries out now to repel this a little bit, give Zell a chance to at least hold. But now he sees the roaches on his front door. A couple of stalkers coming in. Sentry should be able to wall these guys out. Yep, there's a force field. They left a little gap. There's another force field. Isolates one of the roaches. Has no vision of the high ground. Getting caught a little forward. And I don't know if he has it. Oh, okay. Well, one of the force fields expires. But I think Ice Play knows that he's well ahead and doesn't have to force anything right now. Roaches come on up. And I think he's going to be able to penetrate this and should see a GG here real soon, being 50 supply up. Producing 12 more roaches. Upgrades are on the way. Roach speed, 1-1. Zealot Charge is going to finish up, but there's no Zealots on the map. Going to unpower everything as Ice Play. I just don't see... Well, going to clean this up, but there should be some more roaches coming across the map. So, Roach speed is about to finish up. 45 supply lead now for Zell, who is supply capped, or blocked rather. Third base with a queen coming. Another good army of roaches here. And a macro hatch coming down up front. Spire now going down as well for Ice Play back here in the back. Zell gets his second base started. Pulls the 3 stalkers out to the front. And he's going to try to build the wall that at 13 minutes that he should have probably half that time ago. Is 1-1. Roach attacks are about to finish up. As the roaches continue to stream across the map. I think this is going to be the end of it, boys and girls. I think we're going to be going to a game 3 real soon. Cancels all the buildings up front. Going to try to hunker down back in here. Going to lose another pylon. Supply block. Sentry comes in with a good force field and holds again for the time being. Spire should have finished up, and it has. So I think we're going to see some, 8 mutas now with +1 attack being researched. This will definitely be the end of things in this one. Ice Play now taking the gold base up 122 supply to 50. A couple more units. And try to come up the ramp. Oh, doesn't get the force field off. Roaches are going to get in. Got the Immortal out on the map, which may be able to help out a little bit. Just not a lot. Some speedlings now rushing in, which should make a beeline for the mineral line. 80 supply lead now. Photon overcharge isn't going to do much here. He's going to go to work on the base. Going to pull the workers is Zell, but he's not going to be able to do the work he needs to do to clean this up. Down almost 100 supply now. And as soon as these flying, well, yep, here's all the rest of his army. Y'all need to go back to work. All the workers are out in front here. Yep, and there are the mutas, and he's not going to have enough to clean up the mutas. And GG is called by Zell. So early aggression from both players pays off, and we are all tied up 1 game apiece. So the third and final game of this best of three, and what a way to bring it on home in a best of three in our first match. Makes for some exciting StarCraft. So we'll go ahead and get the third game loaded up, make sure the guys are ready to go, and kick it off. Hope you all have enjoyed the first two games. Should have a good night of StarCraft on tap for the rest of this early evening. So it looks like I might be recruited into playing a match. Make sure everybody's ready for game 3, and we'll get going. Alright, here we go into game 3. And Bixel, I know you're out there, and I appreciate the invite to play if Frantic Death is a no-show. And we might do that. Though I don't think it'll matter either way. Spoiler alert, Bixel's better than I am. Either way, we're going to jump in now to game number 3 in this best of 3, the way it should be. Tying it up in the second game is our purple Zerg player spawning in the upper left-hand corner of Foxtrot Labs. It is Ice Play. Winning the first game and looking to hold on for this best of 3 win. In the lower right-hand portion of Foxtrot Labs is our green Protoss player, Zell. Worker Scout for both players. They're going to cross right about in the Older Gamers tournament logo. This is the Older Gamers 1v1 elimination tournament, brought to us by our wonderful Older Gamers member, Atticus. It was his brainchild that brought us all together. 14 players started. We are down to 4. As the gateway comes in first for Zell again. Hatch first again for Ice Play. Double gas going down a little bit delayed for Zell, just in time for the Worker Scout. Worker battles over here. Spawning pool now going down for Ice Play. As the gateway finishes, or about to finish up here for Zell. Assimilator's finished, but no workers been assigned just yet. Zell on a little bit of a supply block at the moment. As the Nexus goes down. So gateway into Nexus for Zell. Hatch first into pool for Ice Play. No gas yet for Ice Play. I know Ice Play's been doing some 3 base, no gas, queen heavy play recently, so we'll see if that's what he gets into in this map here. As the Cyber Core goes down for Zell. 2 workers in each gas now for our Protoss player. queens and drones for our purple Zerg. And as the Cyber Core finishes, he should be starting Warp Gate production. Got enough gas for it at the moment. And there it goes. And there's the third base. Taking the gold base is Ice Play. And with this spawning location, I think if it was the other spawning location, if it was here in the upper right and bottom left, I think that spawn favors Protoss a little bit. I think with this configuration, with the gold base being a little bit closer and a little more protected, I think it benefits Zerg a little bit more. So, but we'll see how this one plays out as another gateway comes down in front, and the forge goes down for Zell. Zell's got about 8 and 10, so about even saturation between the two bases. Ice Play working on a little bit of a supply lead, but you expect that at this point from a Zerg player. Forge is about to finish up. 2 gateways. First Zealot's going to being chrono boosted out right now. Mothership cores on the field. Full saturation on the gas here at the main. And 2 gas taken here by Ice Play. Must have done that some time ago because he's already got 180 gas. And 2 gas going down at the natural as well. Third base finishes up at the gold. Stalker coming out to deal with this Overlord here. 2 more gases going down at the second base of Zell. So what's Zell going to be doing that's going to be so gas heavy? Because he's got not a lot of unit production buildings on the field at the moment. Lair being morphed in for Ice Plays. He loses the Overlord that was checking everything out at the front of Zell's base. Good saturation on minerals at, well, at the natural. A little undersaturated here at the main. As 3 Stargates go down. So I think that this might be a problem if Ice Play is unable to see what's going on. 3 Stargates coming in for our Protoss player as 18 Zerglings are about to pop. Speed just getting started now for Ice Play. And the Hydra Den. So Ling Hydra. So the Hydra might, if he gets enough Hydras on the field, might be okay to handle this 3 Stargate pressure. And 2 Void Rays. First 2 units coming out here, Void Rays. And the third Void Ray starts on the third one. And he's going to start chrono boosting all 3 of them out. So nothing but Lings over here so far. 18 Zerglings, some Queens. Hydra Den is done, but no Hydras in production. Speed upgrades being researched. +1 air weapons about to finish up for these 3 Void Rays that are about to pop. 2 are out, 2 more started behind them. Third Void Ray comes in right now, so 3 Void Rays on the field. And let's see what he's going to do with this. If he goes now, he's in good shape. If he waits for Hydras to hit the field, he might be in trouble. And Hydras are now on the field. So we've got 4 Hydras, 18 Zerglings. There was more Zerglings. 34 Zerglings now, not that they're going to do anything against Void Rays. Chrono boosting out more Void Rays. First one, another Void Ray started behind that, so 4 Void Rays on the map, 3 more in production. A little bit of a supply block for Zell in that regard. A bunch of Speedlings and a few Hydras on the map. He's going to need to bring these to the front to hold. 1 cannon back here, a Zealot holding in the wall. Oh, where are you going, Zealot? He's going to be able to run right in with that Zealot vacating like that. Photon Overcharge activated. Zell's going to have to show his hand with these Void Rays. 6 Void Rays on the field right now. "26 Zerglings left, 15 Hydras on the way, so this might be a little bit of a situation if Zell lets Ice Play's Hydra count build up. He's already got about a 30 supply lead. He's going to try to bypass them altogether, come around the side, and see what he can do. Pumping out nothing but Hydras right now. 19 Hydras on the field. Spire is on the way for Ice Play as these units make their way across the field. Patrolling Zerglings aren't going to be able to see him. Where's he going to go? Is he going to go to the gold, or is he going to come to the main? Looks like he's making a beeline for the main. And let's see what happens here. I don't know if he's seen it. Nope, because all of his units are down here at the natural. So here are the Void Rays. And Ice Play's units are going the wrong way. So Void Rays are over here. About face to start cleaning stuff up. He's going to take out the Hydra Den, which is going to be good for him. He's going to go to work on the lair. As the Hydras come back in to help out, he's going to have to pull away or he's going to lose these. Hydras are very strong against Void Rays. He's got to pull away. 1 goes down. 2 go down. 3rd Void Ray goes down. As he tries to clear the map. Far enough away. Yep, and he's in a safe spot right now. With 3 Void Rays left. Does he have anything back at home? 6 Void Rays on the map total. Where are the other 3? There they are right there with some Phoenixes. Man, if they could find this mess right here, you'd be able to do a little bit of supply damage. Ice Play getting a little creative and taking the other gold base now. So Ice Play going to try to work both gold bases as additional upgrades are... No, +1/+1 for the air army of Zell. So here comes Zerglings as Phoenixes fly out. Void Ray staying at home with a couple of Zealots to defend. Mothership Core's at home as well. So Phoenixes are going to pick up a Queen. And that Queen goes down. A little bit of work being done at the front here with some of these Hydras. Photon Overcharge has been activated, but he's cleaned up the wall. +2/+2 attacks for these Hydras are about to finish up. Corruptors now in. Corruptors to take care of the Void Rays. In number, they'll take care of the job. Phoenixes going to town on some Overlords. Spore Crawler doing some work on some of these Phoenixes. 135 to 88 supply now, as carriers are now on the field. I totally missed the carriers. Carriers, ladies and gentlemen, we have carriers. 3 of them on the field. Big wall here in front with some gateways. So we'll have some gateways coming back in. Phoenixes and carriers as Hydras take out the base. He's going to lift up the Hydras with the Phoenix and take them out with the carriers. So he's going to clean this up here at his base. Lost 2 workers for his troubles. 125 to 80 supply. He's going to come over here and see this base. The little smiley face from Ice Play in the chat. So the Air Force should take care of the offensive base, we'll call it. The offensive gold base. 2/2 upgrades for Hydras. More Corruptors on the way, and the Infestation Pit comes down. 16 Corruptors on the field, 15 Hydras. Another base going down over here for Ice Play. Still on just one base for Zell. Getting his second back up. Really would like to see him take another base, because you can't maintain 3 Stargate with carrier on single base economy. He's got some probes over here. Got a lot of probes over here. Just needs a base to get him working. Corruptors and Hydras. Lots of Corruptors and Hydras. And about a 50 supply lead. And here they come. Here comes the engagement. Corruptors are going to do some work here. He just doesn't have enough to hold this. He needs Stalkers. He needs a lot more than what he's got. That is for sure. This is just a lot of army for Ice Play. Corruptors are going to do all kinds of work. As 3 Void Rays are going to pop, and they're going to go down. And Zell GG's. He knows he doesn't have it. And that's going to be the end of this best of 3. With Zell winning the first game, but Ice Play coming back in good fashion and taking the next 2. So congratulations to Ice Play. He's our first finalist in this tournament. So I'm going to go on a quick break. We're going to deal with some logistics, and we'll be back in a few minutes. Alright everybody, so I should be over here. Okay, so anyway, so it looks like our 4th semifinalist, Frantic Death, is not online. So I think in the interest of moving everything forward, Bixel is going to get a bye on a win for on a technicality from Frantic Death. So we'll move right into the finals, which is going to be a best of 5 between Ice Play and Bixel, Zerg versus Zerg matchup. So should be some good fireworks against 2 really good Zerg players. So stay tuned. We're going to be on break for another few minutes, and then we'll be back to get started with the best of 5 final. Stay tuned. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are going to have a quick show match here real quick between Zell, who we just saw fall in a 2-1 defeat to Ice Play, against another member of the older gamers, Kalen Hart, in a Protoss versus Terran matchup. Now, I will tell you that I like this matchup quite a bit. I think it's my favorite matchup to watch. I think there's some good variety in this matchup. So this should be a lot of fun. And I'm just trying to get the details here from everybody. Looks like we're going to have just a one-game show match here between Kalen Hart and Zell. It's going to be on Overgrowth. So we'll get this loaded up and in the game. And then we'll check on our finalists to see if we're ready to go with our best of 5. Alright, we'll make sure both competitors are ready here. And then we'll rock and roll. Kalen says he's ready. Zell's ready to go, so we'll go ahead and get started and get loaded into Overgrowth. I would just like everybody to know that my wife and kids are in the other room watching Despicable Me right now. It's one of my favorite animated movies, and I'm missing it because of you guys. So consider yourselves loved, and then I'm sacrificing for you. So on that note, we're jumping in here to Overgrowth in this one-game show match between our blue Terran players spawning in the lower left-hand portion of Overgrowth. It is Kalen Hart. And spawning in the upper right-hand corner of Overgrowth is our third place finisher in this 14-player tournament spanning over a couple of weeks. Played very well in a very hard-fought best-of-3 against Ice Play a moment ago. Is our green Protoss player, Zell. Now, I don't know if I said this on stream or if I was typing and chatting about it in the chat box, but I will say it again if I've said it already. Protoss vs. Terran, I think, is my favorite matchup to watch, at least. I'm not very good with either race. I would argue that I'm not very good with any of the 3 races. But this matchup, I think there's a lot of variety. There's a lot of counters. You never know from one game to another what you're going to see. As Kalen starts with an early gas. Starting his gas, finishing his gas almost about the time that the barracks starts. So, early gas for Kalen. I guess I'll get my production tabs open here. So yeah, I think that this is going to be a good matchup simply from a variety standpoint, if nothing else. And two good evenly matched players as well, so that never hurts. 2 gas now for Zell. Gets 2 workers in the first one. And nothing in the second one yet. As Zell drops his Cyber Core. Kalen's barracks finishes up now. He starts a factory right behind it. Starts a tech lab on the barracks. I'm assuming he's going to transfer that over to the factory when it gets finished up. So a second gateway coming down now here for Zell, as he's got 2 workers in each gas. As the factory finishes up, Marauder's out on the field. And a Widow Mine starts producing out of the factory for Kalen. First Stalker coming out for Zell, as both of his gas are fully saturated at the moment. Marauder doing a little scouting for any forward pylons or anything crazy. As the engineering bay goes down, first Widow Mine's out on the field. Some Stalkers out for Zell, as it looks like he's about to drop his Nexus. That is natural, as he hits 400 minerals right now. And there goes the Nexus. Concussive shells for Marauders finishing up. More Marauders, 3 Marauders on the field. 4th one coming out. Another Widow Mine now being produced. And the Stalkers are going to see it. Are they going to engage, or are they going to run by? I'm going to take a couple shots at a Marauder. 2 of them come through. One of them catches a Widow Mine here. So the Marauders are now going to go to work on the Stalkers, slowing them down with the concussive shells. Widow Mines, 1 burrows. Neither one get a shot off. As things kind of trade evenly here. Actually, looks like Kalen got the better end of that. Lost 2 Marauders. Kept both of his Widow Mines on the field. Forge coming down on a forward wall. Twilight Council finishes up for Zell. Another gateway. As the Nexus finishes. Widow Mine comes in, is going to burrow in the back here. Photon Overcharge to repel these 2 Marauders a little bit. One of them goes down, actually. I don't know if that's how that was supposed to work. So Widow Mine back here in the mineral line, so that'll make it difficult to mine. 1 Widow Mine just kind of hanging out over here. I'd like to see him burrow. More Widow Mines and Marauders coming down the pipe. As more production comes in behind. Dark Shrine now being warped in for Zell. So it looks like we're going to see some DT play. Another barracks finishes up, another one on the way, as well as a starport. Probe that was going to go out scouting is no more. 2 cannons finish up, takes out the Widow Mine that was back here. Marauders are going to be repelled again. Probably focus down on the Marauders. I don't know where that Widow Mine's going. He's going to be seen by these guys. There's 3 DTs that come by unnoticed as the Marauders try to do work on the cannons in the front. 3 Dark Templars going to stroll across the map. A lone Marauder down here at the moment. 1 Marauder coming across the map being rallied to his suicide, unfortunately. As these 3 DTs are coming on in. Walls down. 1 DT's going to go back. No. Did he see it? I don't know if he took a shot. Oh, he saw it. There's the scan. The wall's up. 2 Marauders. DTs get in. 1 of them goes down. 2 of them escaped the scan. And I don't know if he's got another scan left. No, because I think he'd have used it. This one should have a scan. Marines get cut down. That was really disgusting. He got decapitated and then cut in half. And one of the DTs is doing work here in the middle line. The detection's up, but Kalen Hart says GG. And that's the end of that one. So this best of 1 show match goes to Zell on the backs of some Dark Templars. So we got to see some animation there that I've never seen before, and a good game between a Protoss and a Terran. So we'll check in here with our finalists and see if they're ready to go. We're going to be on break for just a couple minutes, and we'll be back. Alright, so we're going to get the finalists into the lobby here at the moment. And once we get vetoes and everything set up, then we will jump into our first game in a best of 5. Alright guys, so Bixel's asking for a minute. We got both players in the lobby. So as soon as Bixel comes back, we'll do the coin toss and I'll walk you guys through the vetoes and map choices for this best of 5 final. Zerg versus Zerg final between Bixel and Iceplay. Thanks again for joining us this Saturday evening. We've been online for about an hour now. We've seen a best of 3 between Iceplay and Zell, where Zell took the first map, and Iceplay came back and won the next 2 to take the best of 3 series, 2-1. Bixel was slated to play against Frantic Death. However, he hasn't joined us online, so by virtue of that, we played a show match between Zell and Kalen Hart, entertaining Terran versus Protoss matchup. And through all that, still no Frantic Death, so we moved Bixel on to the finals to play as a bye win to play against Iceplay in the Zerg vs. Zerg final. So should be a good final. 2 very evenly matched high gold, low platinum level Zerg players. So As soon as we get both players back and in the lobby, we'll go through vetoes and map selections. So stay tuned for a little while, and we'll get started here in a few minutes. Alright, so we're back. Both players are in lobby. We're working through right now. Bixel's gonna pick our first veto. Each player gets one veto, and then the other 5 maps will start with ice play and pick maps 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the 5th one will be the 5th one by default. So as the choices come through on the chat box, I'll relay them onto you. Merry-go-round is the first veto. And King Sejong Station will be Ice Play's veto. So we'll get into the maps here. Looks like both players were a little surprised to see we were doing a best of 5. But it's in the rules, so we're going to stick by it. So currently just waiting on ice play for the first the first map, which is going to be Deadwing. I'm actually going to write this down because I'm not good at remembering 3 things in order, much less 5. And seeing as I've got to put the maps together. Catalina's going to be the second map. Nimbus will be map number 3. So Deadwing, Catalina, Nimbus for the first 3 maps. Overgrowth will be map number 4, if we get that far, and then Foxtrot will be the final and 5th map. Alright, so we will get loaded into Deadwing for game number 1. So sit tight and we will get that map loaded up here. Alright, so it looks like both players are ready. And we're going to get game number 1 in this best of 5 between Ice Play and Big Soul. Now on Deadwing, the horizontal spawns have been disabled, so you can only either spawn vertically or diagonally on this map. And once we get into the game, I'll explain that a little bit more and what Blizzard's thinking behind that was. So we are loaded into the best of 5 in this matchup here. The championship match in the Older Gamers 1v1 tournament. And spawning in the upper left-hand portion of Deadwing. The number 1 seed in this tournament, getting a bye in round 1, defeating, I believe, Griever in round 2, and getting a, by default, victory against Frantic Death is our red Zerg player, Bixel. And spawning immediately below him in the bottom left-hand corner of Deadwing is our purple Zerg player. You saw him defeat Zell in his semifinal match. He defeated... I'm trying to remember who he defeated in the previous match. Now I feel bad, and if it was you, I apologize. And I think he got a bye in round 1 because he was a number 2 seed in this 14-player tournament. This is our purple Zerg player, Ice Play. Actually, I want to say it was Ice Play against Griever in the round of 8, and Bixel against Wraithseer is who it was in the round of 8 on the other side of the bracket. So Bixel sends his drone across the map to scout, as does Ice Play, and neither one of them are going to scout right. So it's going to be the late Overlord. Bixel went cross map with everything. I think he's going to realize that he's not there. This one's going diagonal, that one's going diagonal, so pull first for both players. Bixel got his down a little bit sooner. Bixel also has, well, Ice Play's got his gas finished. Bixel is just now finishing up. So Bixel's pull finishes a little bit sooner, and Ice Play's gas finishes a little bit sooner. Ice Play's got his 100 gas already banked, so he should be able to start speed as soon as he gets 100 minerals on the map. 75, 85, 95, 100, so we should see speed starting here, right there for Ice Play. And if Bixel's got a keen eye, he can see this spawning pool jiggling and knowing that speed has started. Both players take their second base at about the same time. I told you it's going to be pretty evenly matched, right? So Bixel's going to have, number one, he's going to have a supply block, because he's at 18 out of 18 and just now starting his Overlord. Ice Play is also 18 out of 18 and he starts 2 Overlords, so speed getting started for Bixel. As the second base is about to finish up for both players. Speed's about halfway done for Ice Play as he drops the Baneling Nest. Bixel getting 6 Zerglings in production right now. So it looks like Bixel's going to have the first units on the map. I take that back. Ice Play's going to have 6 at about the same time. Yep. And speed for Ice Play going to finish up in about 10 seconds. So it's going to be a very early advantage. This is about the earliest you can get speed in this matchup, is at about 520. There it is, and it's finished up. So Zergling speed for Ice Play. Zerglings without speed. He's got about 20 seconds or so left on his. So here comes the meeting, and Bixel's going to see that Ice Plays are considerably faster and more numerous. He's going to try to run away, but he's not going to be able to get away. They're just too fast. And many more Zerglings coming out. So Zerglings on the map now for Bixel as speed finishes up right now. So speed will be done by the time... Oh, they didn't make their way across, but Banelings are now morphing in. So early Banelings for Ice Play, they're morphing in at the tower. He's going to see these coming down. He's going to try to hold them off as well as he can for those Banelings to pop. And there's the Banelings. 20 Zerglings about to pop now for Bixel. Still has many more in production. 13 to 10 units on the map right now. But Bixel's going to have more popping. So early fireworks, as advertised, between these two players, Bixel and Ice Play. Bixel holding a small supply lead as he runs his Zerglings into a giant mass of Zerglings here in Ice Play's base. And Ice Play should be able to clean this up pretty easily. With the reinforcements coming in for Bixel, he's going to push him back a little bit. 12 to 3, so Bixel has 12 Zerglings on the map right now, and they're running back home, holding a small supply lead. Neither player has drones at their natural right now. Worker count is 23 to 14 in favor of Bixel. So Ice Play has sacrificed a little bit on his economy to try to do early damage that he wasn't able to do. Does have a couple more Banelings out on the map right now. Bixel starting his Roach Warren there in the back of his base. and a spine up front. Taking his second gas now is Bixel as well. .38-32 supply lead for Bixel at the moment as he streams some Zerglings down the map. Just a couple, turns some back. Takes the watchtower. Still seeing what's going on with this Overlord. Sees that he hasn't pushed anything out yet. Spine's finished up here for ice play. He's got a couple of Banelings which will help out with any sort of defense. A couple more over here. Holding position. Roach Warren goes down for ice play at the moment. As 2 Evo Chambers go down in front for Bixel. Layer morphing in for Bixel. No layer on the way yet for ice play as we approach the 10-minute mark of this matchup. So again, a little bit delayed with the early pressure. Had to sacrifice economy to do it. Still down in workers. 32-18 is Bixel as ice play builds in his front wall. 5 drones coming for ice play, 8 for Bixel. So both players droning up at this moment. The early fireworks have subsided and both players are settling in a little bit. 1-1 attack, 1-1 range attack for Bixel on the way. Plus 1 range attack with the Carapace upgrade for Bixel on the way, is what I should have said. As ice play continues to drone up to try to make up that deficit. He's still about 10 drones behind at the moment though. Evo Chambers are down for ice play, but no upgrades as of yet. Approaching the 11-minute mark of this matchup. Both players still on 2 bases. Bixel has good saturation on his second base, on both bases actually, as Roach Speed now getting started for Bixel in addition to his attack and Carapace upgrades. Ice play now starting his lair as Bixel's is finished some time ago. Many Overlords coming out. Bixel in no worry of being supply blocked as 8 Roaches now being morphed in for our Red Zerg. And ice play comes to take his third, moves his troops to the front to secure a little bit of space for his third base to go down. Ice play's caught up in workers, 40-38, but Bixel's been working on his army as he's got a 44-14 army supply lead at the moment with all these Roaches. If he knew what good shape he was in, he would push out right now if he knew. As the third base for Bixel goes down, and he's going to have 3 upgrades that are about to finish up. 1-1 and Roach Speed as he pushes out with his Roach Zergling army. So a big army gathering here at the watchtower. Roaches are going to push forward first, presumably to absorb any Baneling hits. He's going to have to cancel that, yep. He's going to lose these 2 extractors that went down at his third. Roach pressure is going to come in. Bixel's got a pretty good lead, about a 40 supply lead at the moment. He's going to go to work on the Roach Warren. Going to take out the Roach Warren, so no more Roaches coming in for ice play. All the troops coming into the front to help out. Banelings going into the Roaches, which don't do a whole lot of good. 50 supply lead now for Bixel as he takes out the Evo Chamber that's researching melee upgrade. He's going to go after the hatchery as the Spire finishes up for ice play. Couple Roaches, couple Queens, but I don't know if it's these Queens have a little bit of energy, but not enough. And GG is called by ice play as Bixel takes game 1 in this best of 5. So we'll get loaded into game 2 in here in just a second. Alright, so game two. Game two is going to be on Catalina. So we'll get Catalina. Created here. Get this map loaded up and get going for game number two in this best of 5 final. Alright, we're going to be delayed just a second here as both players get ready and situated for game two on Catalina. Alright, so we're going to get loaded back into the map here. Alright, sorry for the delay, guys. A little bit of a delay. We should be getting going here in just a second. Alright. Alright, I think we might be ready to go. Alright, and it looks like game two is now loading up into Catalina. Game two in a best of 5 between Iceplay and Bixel, about to get underway. Alright, here we go. Spawning in the lower right hand, the 4 o'clock position of Catalina, 3-player map. Up 1-0 in this best of 5 rather, is our red Zerg player, Bixel. And spawning in the left hand, 9 o'clock position of Catalina. Down 1-0, looking to tie the match up, and send us in for a long night is our purple Zerg player, Ice Play. So it looks like the Overlord Scout's going to work for Ice Play, and not so much for Bixel as he goes the other way. Bixel sending a drone out, however, to scout, and he should be able to, I think he's probably going to send him over here since he sent the Overlord that way. It makes the most sense to me. Yep, this is the spot where Bixel's drone is going. So actually Bixel's going to see Ice Play before Ice Play sees Bixel, as the spawning pool goes down first for Bixel. And here's Bixel's drone coming in. Gonna do a little scout. They're gonna get stabbed by one of the drones of Ice Play. And hatch first opening for Ice Play. As Bixel drops the gas, it looks like he's gonna go for early speed to counter this hatchery first by Ice Play. We'll see if it pays off, because there is no sign of a spawning pool. There's the spawning pool for Ice Play. Just as Bixel's is about to finish up, gas is finished up for Bixel, as he gets workers in. Hatchery goes down for Bixel. So I think he's going to play this a little more standard. Would have been curious to see what he would have done if he would have popped a bunch of Zerglings first once this finished up. But a queen on the way for Bixel. 2 workers, 3rd worker now going into the gas, as Ice Play's spawning pool is about 15 seconds or so from finishing up. It's going to finish up about the same time as the hatchery's going to finish first, spawning pool right behind it, so that's about the right timing for a hatch first opening. Has 6 Zerglings now in production for Bixel. He's got his money for his speed, and he starts it right now. Queen, 2 queens now in production, 1 at each base, and a spine for Ice Play. So he knows, I think, that he's going to have to do a little defending, but he should be okay. It should finish up in time for the Zerglings, which are rallied to this point here before they finish up. 2 more Zerglings coming in rather for Bixel at the moment. So here are the Zerglings. They're going to get here just as that spine finishes up. He's going to see the spine. If he's smart, he'd run into them. He's going to try to get the surround on the queen. And he's going to run off. Loses 1. Just 1. As the other 2 rally across the map. More Zerglings. 10 more Zerglings. No drones. 10 Zerglings coming for Bixel, as speed is just a little ways away from finishing up. No speed yet coming through. Just got no gas even yet for Ice Play. So minerals opening at this point. Queen's blocking the ramp. First 2 gases come down for Ice Play as Zerglings continue to stream across the map, and speed's going to finish up in about 5 seconds. So speed finishes up. Zerglings rally to the point. 29 Zerglings on the field. Let's see what this does. So Roachhorn goes down in front. Here come the Zerglings. Going to get the surround on the queen. Going to get the surround on the spine. Queen gets transfused. Spine gets transfused. Queen goes down. Zerglings now getting produced. Spine goes down, as he can't make up his mind whether he wants to go after hatchery or drones or queens. He's going to focus down the hatchery. Zerglings are going to pop for Ice Play. No speed yet, though. Still no gas. Here's all the Zerglings, and more Zerglings string in for Bixel. He's going to take out the Zerglings of Ice Play. Lets the Roachhorn finish, as now he's going to focus that down. So the Roachhorn's going to finish and go down. Hatchery's going to go down, as he's got to bring his queens in to try to help clean this up. No area there for Bixel's Zerglings, so I think he's going to clean up the Zerglings that are here and get away. So Bixel did some damage. Taking out the hatchery. Taking out the roach warren. Not a whole lot going on behind it, though. He was producing a lot of zerglings. But yet Bixel's still up 32 to 24 in workers. His own roach warren's about to finish up here as the second gas goes down. Hatchery goes back down for ice play as he starts to resaturate with drones. Queen's in the front blocking off any other further pushes. Queen coming out here for Bixel. He's going to pick off an Overlord maybe. No, he's going to retreat back to the creep. 2 Evo chambers for Bixel, who holds a modest lead, about a 9 supply lead right now. But his economy's in a much better place, and I think he's going to be able to grow that lead a little bit more after Iceplay had to rebuild. And he's actually got 2 hatcheries down here, his natural and then a macro hatchery here in his natural area for Iceplay. +1 missile attacks coming down with the roach warren that's finished up. We should see some roaches coming out before too long for Bixel. Drone saturation's getting pretty full, so I think we'll see him take a third here before too long, I would figure, as well. More zerglings coming on the field. 28 zerglings in production for Bixel. Don't know that he's going to be able to get through. I think there's a good wall here as his queens come out. Overlord sees it. Now his Overlord's going to get picked off by the queens. But here come the zerglings. They all popped. 65 to 48 supply lead. He's got a 29 army supply with the roaches now, 3 roaches now being produced. Zerglings streaming across the map. Rallying at our graphic that we can see, but they can't see. That one right there. And here come the zerglings. They're going to get around. I don't know that they're going to be able to get around anything. Yeah, a little surface area on this one. This queen's going to go down. Got a surround on all of them. So all 3 queens should go down. Zerglings are going to stream in. Workers are going to fight. I'm going to do a little bit of work, but I don't think it's going to happen. And GG's called by Iceplay. So Bixel's pressure a little too much as Iceplay goes down 0-2 in this best of 5. So give me just a second. We'll get into the third map here, Nimbus, in just a moment. I think we have an observer still in the game. So give me just a second, guys. We'll get the next game started up. There we go. Alright, so we'll get the next one loaded up. A little bit of conversation going back and forth in the lobby. So give me just a second. We're going to get loaded into Nimbus. Alright, so it looks like we're getting started, getting loaded into the third map in this best of 5. See if Ice Play can extend the match. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us this evening. It's a Saturday evening. I know that there might be better things to do on a Saturday evening, and I'm glad you're spending it with us here. So we're loaded in here into map number 3 in this best of 5. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Nimbus. Up 2-0 in this best of 5 is our blue Zerg, Bixel. And spawning immediately left of him in the bottom left-hand corner of Nimbus is our purple Zerg player, down 0-2, looking to bring it back, make it a series. It's our purple Zerg player, Ice Play. So we knew with the Zerg vs. Zerg we were going to see some fireworks. And we certainly have. So we'll see what both of these players have going on at the moment. Bixel's first Overlord is going the wrong direction. Where's his drone scout going? Is it going over here? Is it going over here? No, he got it with the drone scout. So his drone's going to scout right. Ice Play's first Overlord is going to find Bixel right away. So everybody's going to know where everybody's at here before too long. Ice Play going back with the hatch first opening. As is Bixel. So both players opening up hatch first at right about the same time. We knew these two were pretty evenly matched, so this shouldn't be surprising to anyone. Did he see it? Yeah, he saw it. Okay. I was wondering if he was on the right line to be able to see that, and he did. So both players know where each other's at. Should see the map effectively cut in half. Gas Geyser goes down for Ice Play before spawning pool. So we'll probably see some just a early speed with the spawning pool going down. 3 drones being loaded into the extractor, as both spawning pool and gas go down for Bixel as well. So we'll see some early speed from both players. I saw Ice Play go with the extractor trick at 10 supply, making it 11 out of 10 supply, and I thought for sure he was going to go 7 Roach Rush. That's something that he talks about a lot about during clan night, when we play team games and stuff like that. It's a build of his that he likes to do, and I'm surprised he didn't go that route. But either way, second hatch is up for Ice Play, and also up for Bixel. Bixel's got 6 Zerglings in production. And a slight, well, no, Ice Play just took the worker lead with the drones that he just produced. 1 spine going down for Ice Play to deter any early Ling aggression, which Bixel's done in each of the first 2 maps tonight. Just 1 lone drone here for Bixel mining gas after he got his 100 gas and got speed started. 6 Zerglings coming on the way. Ice Play's Overlord saw it. He's got 2 spines in production, 1 here and 1 here. Queen coming out as he continues to drone up. Slow Zerglings almost took out the creep tumor. They get repelled by the spine and back away. Ice Play with a slight supply lead, and his is all in drones. So if Ice Play can hold off any aggression as Bixel drops the Baneling Nest, if Ice Play can hold off any early aggression, then he should be able to stabilize and take a lead here. So he moves both of the spines out to the front. Continues to spread creep as Bixel's speed is about 10 seconds away from finishing up. He's still just got the 5 Zerglings over here and 1 that went to the watchtower. And speed's finished up for our blue Zerg player. Going to come running in. Going to be greeted by 2 spines right in front. Ice play still continuing to drone up. Queen's in production at that main base. He's going to move the spines a little bit more forward, put the queen into blocks, so there's really no place for him to go. Baneling Nest finished up. Roach Warren goes down. 20 more Zerglings coming out for Bixel. We probably expect a Baneling bust here at the front of the base for Ice play. Gets the 2 extractors going down. Or evolution chambers, rather. 4 gas geysers now pumping out the gas for Ice play. Still not a whole lot of army. A lot of resources banked for Ice play. As Bixel expands to a 3rd base. Plenty of Zerglings over here, but really nowhere for him to go. Lots of queens in front. So queen heavy opener. Not going to get anywhere with that. And I really don't think if he went with any Banelings he'd get anywhere with that. +1 melee along with Carapace. Now being started for Ice play. 14 more drones coming in for Bixel. As his 3rd base is about to finish up. Ice play's Overlord saw it. Queens get surrounded down here as he was trying to spread creep. 2 of them get away. He had 4, so I think he might have lost 1. He lost 2 of them right down here. And Bixel turns and goes the other way. Ice play loses the Overlord over here by Bixel's 3rd. So Bixel's 3rd is underway. Should be getting some drones transferred over there. And there goes some right there as he maintains saturation at his 3rd. Bixel's got a slight supply lead at the moment, but that can shift quickly in this matchup. 1-1 upgrades now coming in for Ice play as well, as Roach speed upgrade now coming through. No roaches on the field yet though for Bixel. Macro hatchery going down for Ice play. More Zerglings coming out on the field for Ice play as well. Bixel has the option if he wants, and he's got Lair coming in at the back. Where's it at? Thought I saw, maybe it's Ice play that's got Lair. Yeah, okay, Ice play's got the Lair that's coming in. So Bixel's already got Lair because he's researching Roach speed already. Ice play repels one of Bixel's Overlords as he goes to secure his 3rd base as well. Bixel's army retreated back to his base. There's a couple of spine crawlers in production over there. So I think we're going to settle in for a little bit of a long match, guys. As both players are looking to secure their 3rd base. Bixel's got 3 base saturation already, or pretty close to 3 base saturation already. Roach is now coming out for Bixel as he takes a 25-27 supply lead now. Spire coming in for Ice play, which will be great against a Roach Zergling composition. And he's banking the resources, his Ice play, so once that Spire finishes up right back here, which is about halfway done, he'll have plenty of minerals and gas to build a bunch of mutas if he gets there. So we'll see if he gets there. He's down about 60 supply right now. But it's all ground forces. It's all stuff that will die very quickly to Spire units. So if Bixel lets Ice play get there, then there will be a problem. If Ice play can hold long enough, as his Spire is now completed, lots of roaches for Bixel. Losing lots of drones as Ice play. 4 mutas. 4 mutas underway, but he's down 14 mutas now coming in, but he's down about 75 supply right now. He's got to hold out long enough for for those mutas to pop, and I just don't know if he's going to have enough. There's a couple of mutas on the field, but that is just a lot of roaches. As Iceplay continues to lose, 43 drones lost now for Iceplay. Mutas are now on the field. Several mutas on the field as as Bixel starts to produce spores back at home. But this is just a lot of stuff down here harassing the base of Bixel. And Bixel's going to come in back here, take out the last base, and that's going to be it. So quick 3-0 victory for Bixel over Iceplay in the first elimination tournament presented by the Older Gamers. So congratulations to Bixel for his 3-0 win against Iceplay. And taking the title. I think we would have liked to see it go on a little bit longer, but that was a quick 3-0 for Bixel. And sit tight and we'll wrap up shortly. Alright guys, thanks again so much for joining me tonight. Just wrapping up with the players in game and congratulating Bixel. So when you see Bixel online, congratulate him on winning, and I'm sure that Atticus will post something on the forum. Thanks again to Atticus for organizing everything. It's been a great tournament. I think that everybody had a lot of fun. 14 players began. One reigned supreme, and that was Bixel. And hopefully we'll have another tournament coming in for the Older Gamers soon, whether it's one of our more traditional 1v1 tournaments, whether it's another elimination tournament like this one. I know we've tried 2v2 tournaments at some point. I think that this has done quite a bit for our clan. I think it's brought a lot of people together and shown what we're all capable of. So for those of you on stream who are members of the Older Gamers, we thank you for your participation, for your support of this event, and for all the things that we do with the Older Gamers. And if you have ideas for things that we can do going forward, bring them up, post online, and we'll we'll take all that stuff into consideration. I think that this has been a huge success. I think a lot of what we do is very successful with our clan nights and team nights, and now we've got training night, though I haven't had an opportunity to be a part of one of those. I hear that they're great fun and good learning for everybody. I've seen a lot happen with our clan recently with improvement, skill improvement. I feel like I've stagnated compared to what everybody else has been doing lately. So thank you to all the members of the Older Gamers for everything that you do for us, and I hope you enjoyed tonight. We will see you guys next time. Have a good night.